TNN Motor Madness is on the air. Once again, going out to Peoria, Illinois for the Monster Truck Challenge. You're getting to know these guys real well. We're going to keep it that way. Katie Haas, Randy Pemberton, welcome in. Glad to have you. You know, we were in Des Moines, Iowa last week, and it was very, very chilly. But and it proved to be pretty much a fight to the finish for King of the Hill at the Veterans Memorial Auditorium. But if you're like me, you're probably wondering just how the heck that event was scored. Well, I know I was. So what we thought we'd do this week is a little research. And here's what we came up with. You want to run a monster truck? First off, the first rule, go fast.
You got to go fast, Katie.
Yeah, well, you know, it's kind of a simple rule, but sometimes quite difficult. Rule number 2, stay on all fours. You know, that's another one.
Roll it over. That's no good.
No, you want to stay on all fours and not, well, you know, do stuff like that and get a little wild, a little hairy.
My favorite rule?
What's that?
Coming up.
This one, don't stall in the sippy hole?
The sippy hole?
The sippy hole. Wait a minute. Who came up with that one? That's Swamp Buggies. The strange oddball of racing.
Oh, no. Actually, the rules are a little more in-depth than that. So for a little more detailed look at what it will take to win tonight in Peoria, let's take it out to Ralph Sheheen and Mike Galloway. We're standing by in another chilly Peoria, Illinois.
Burr, Randy, are you not on the money with that? It was 56 below last week in Des Moines, 44 below with the wind chill factor here today in Peoria, Illinois. But we're ready to go racing. You know, the monster trucks have always lived in the limelight with the fans, but the pro arena trucks got a taste of that, didn't they? Let's take it to our professor of truckology, Mike Galloway.
Absolutely, Ralph. They got a big taste of it after last weekend's live performance. Randall Harling and Roy Fisher, well, they used to have to worry about the trucks just going fast and how they were going to handle. Well, they've had autographs, phone calls from people they haven't heard from in 10 years, so the pressure's that much stronger this time. Let's go to Fred Barton. He's our man in the pits for tonight.
Thanks, Mike. It's going to be a great program tonight. In addition to the monster trucks and the pro arena trucks, we have arena cross racing tonight. That's right, 125 and 250cc motorcycles flying around this circuit fast and racing very tight. We got manufacturers like Suzuki, Honda, Yamaha, and Kawasaki. It's going to be very tough. It's going to be a great program. Back to you, Ralph.
All right, Fred, thanks, and welcome to TNN Motorsports. We're getting the floor ready to go racing, and in just a few minutes, Katie and Randy, we're going to be set to go with monster trucks, pro arena trucks, and the high-flying annex of arena cross.
Well, Ralph, I know those guys are excited to go. In moments, we'll have live monster truck action from Peoria, Illinois. I'll tell you, any kid that's watching tonight that has ever dreamed about driving one of these multi-ton monsters, let me introduce you to a man that has had that same dream. His name is Dan Runte, and he's the man behind the wheel of the truck that the whole world knows as Bigfoot. The monster truck driver, aggressive and daring, or just crazy. Dan Runte, the most aggressive, daring, and crazy of them all, has dominated all other drivers, standing atop of the sport since 1993. The 32-year-old native of Freeport, Illinois, handles the controls of Bigfoot 14 and is the latest in a long line of dominating drivers in the Bigfoot fleet.
As far as driving Bigfoot, it's one of the greatest trucks out. We all know that. I mean, the guys that work there, I wouldn't want to work on any other monster truck just because I know myself that it's the greatest team to work for.
Dan drove his Bigfoot 14 to back-to-back Pen-to-Point Series titles in 95 and 96, setting a record with 8 victories in both campaigns, and is also the winningest driver since the 93 season with 24 victories. But the road to that success was a long one. Dan had to pay his dues within the Bigfoot organization under Bob Chandler's tutelage.
As far as when Bob, actually let me drive or, decided that I was going to drive, it was neat, and I felt really great about it. Shortly after that, I did a tour with United Sports of America in Australia for 3 months. So as far as practice and learning, I couldn't ask for a better trip.
I picked Dan because first place, he's number one in the Pen-to-Point Series. He's the winningest driver in their series. He's won the last 2 years in a row. He's young. He's a very experienced driver because just watching him, he gets himself out of situations where another driver might have wrecked or roll over.
We get along pretty good. We're good friends. We're both farm boys. So, but when it comes to racing, we're very competitive, and we don't show any mercy with each other, but he's got a good team behind him. He's got the best that money can buy.
The decision to add Runte to the Bigfoot family has proven to be beneficial for both Dan and the Bigfoot team. The MTRA's Driver of the Year in '93 and '95 has enjoyed the success, but is determined and focused to keep the Bigfoot dynasty alive and kicking.
The truck's known #1. I mean, we try to keep it #1, and I couldn't ask for better.
Boy, the only thing I can relate that to...
Welcome back. It's Motor Madness on TNN. Friday nights, we're here with you, bringing all kinds of action from all across the country. It's Katie Haas and Randy Pemberton, and now we're going to go out to Peoria.
Oh, yeah. Well, wake the kids, call the neighbors, because the monster trucks are coming up. Ralph Sheheen, Mike Galloway, we're looking forward to it.
Oh, we are too, Randy. The Peoria Civic Center is where we are. It's 44 below outside, but ready to get pretty warm inside here, Mike. You know, we brought you monster trucks for the first time live on national television last week from Des Moines, and it was a thrilling show.
Before the finish line, and let's take a look.
Looks like the equalizer was... Whoa, we got a big problem for the Executioner.
The Executioner, and that is something that is just unbelievable. I've never seen this kind of thing happen.
Well, that was a big problem for Executioner last week, and I think we got a big problem for the rest of the competition here tonight, Mike.
Called Bigfoot, maybe?
Yeah.
Blue Ford truck, when you kick that out of the trailer, you got competition. He's not by himself tonight. We've got 4 great trucks. New truck we haven't seen, well, a Virginia Giant, Deal Wilson out of Winchester, Virginia. Deal's going to be good. He's a strong running Ford. All in all, Ralph, probably one of the best classes we've had.
TNN Motorsports fans last week, for the first time ever, saw Pro Arena trucks. Now, this was a class we didn't really know what we were going to get, but we had a lot of fun once we got them out on the track. Just a wild show with the smaller trucks, and we expect nothing but the same here tonight. Now, Rory Fisher almost put it to the big dogs last week. Can he do it here tonight?
You got to love it. It's a 4-cylinder stock Toyota, flatbed on it. This truck is great. He says it's stock. Well, I don't know. It runs real well. I think this track will be favoring him quite a bit because it's a small track. It's liable to rut up towards the end. It's still wet from being outside and being cold. If that happens, they're going to have to watch themselves. They have a tendency to stop over on their side.
Well, Fred Barnson's going to be roaming the pit area for us. Have you caught up to Roy, Fred?
I got him right here, Ralph. This guy's got the fire in the belly. Roy, last night you're 0.2 of a second away from taking second place. What are you going to do this week to run faster?
Well, I added a coat of wax to the truck, and I think I'm going to try to hit 3rd gear, right? That way, maybe make the 1st place.
Now, what's your strategy tonight to really make an impact?
It's a pretty long course. These guys with the V8s, you know, they give me a hard race, so I'm definitely going to have to shift. That's all there is to it.
You're a wacky, wild guy with the fire in the belly. Back to you, Ralph.
Well, Fred, when it comes to Pro Arena truck racing, you don't need a wind tunnel. All you need is a really good, slick wax to go racing and maybe pick up a win. We're coming back to Peoria Civic Center right after this. We're going to kick things off with the Monster Trucks, Pro Arena Trucks, and Arena Cross right after this.